Hey guys, Saya the Choose Gooder here, and today I'm going to review the Bagnet. It is a magnet for your purse or handbag or backpack so that you can stick it to anything that's magnetic and get it up off the floor. If you want to know more about what I think of the Bagnet, then just keep on watching. So, if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. I like to road test things that are advertised on our social media feeds as supposedly going to make our life better and easier, and I decide if they do for me. And one of those items that I was particularly excited about was the Bagnet. I'm always having issues with where to put my bag. If I am going out to eat with friends and I'm jamming into a booth and we all have our bags and there's nowhere to put them and no one wants to put them on the floor because it's gross, and or if you go to a restaurant and you hang it on the back of your chair but then the server keeps knocking it off when they walk by. So it's here. There are actually two kinds. I have the luxury Bagnet. That means it's leather. I don't know if you can really see it well. It's leather. It's bound and stitched really nicely. It's actually two magnets. So if you order one and you think it's broken, it's not. There's two magnets inside. They're incredibly strong. And the luxury which is the leather one, there's a logo printed on the front that says Bagnet. That side is meant to be facing out, and it's not the really strong magnetic side. The really strong magnetic side is the back side, and it's attached to this big hook that's carabiner style, so you can just use one finger to push it down, and then it quickly can just hook on to any bag that you have. So for example, I got it for use on my backpack. I got the brown one so that it would sort of camouflage. They also have a sport version, which is made of silicone rubber. So for those of you that aren't really comfortable with leather, and also you need something a little more durable that's going to be able to be easily washed and is waterproof, that Bagnet is available. I don't have one of those, but they come in lots of fun colors. The sport Bagnet is also equally strong on both sides, so you don't have this differential that you do on the luxury Bagnet where the logo side isn't the strong side. So that's also a plus. I ordered mine online from bagnet.com. It came super quickly within a couple of days, and it was linked through my Facebook. I logged in with Facebook, and so I got updates through Facebook Messenger about delivery and shipment, so that was really convenient. So I attached it to my bag. One of the things they tell you is, you might be tempted, the very first thing is to get your Bagnet and then test your bag out onto, and then put it on your refrigerator, because that's where we put our magnets, and it's what we think of. Probably the first thing we think of is refrigerators when we think of magnets, but that actually, the metal that's, the veneer that's on refrigerators is just that. It's a veneer, and so it's not quite strong enough to hold the Bagnet to support sort of the strength of this magnet. This supports 8 to 10 pounds, so your bag and whatever is inside of it, shouldn't probably exceed 10 pounds if you want this to work properly. Here's been my experience with the Bagnet. First of all, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It's an incredibly strong magnet, and it sticks to any metal surface. Specifically, for example, if you're using this on a luxury bag, and this is called the luxury Bagnet, which is, it's leather, it's meant to blend in with nicer leather bags. You're sticking your bag often in kind of gross places. So under a booth where the metal table is, it's kind of gross. Onto a bar stool that has metal, because you're on a bar stool and it doesn't have a back, and that's kind of gross. My issue in my bag is this backpack that I got. I love it. It's leather. It's super cool. It's super convenient. The problem is leather is easily stained and easily scuffed up. And so when I pulled that bag out from underneath the booth, it had these drippings on it from something that was underneath the table, and I was thankfully able to get to it quick and able to get it out. But I found that was a downside that I wasn't anticipating. The other thing that seems to happen a lot is I'll swing my backpack onto my back, and then the Bagnet will catch onto something. I mean, it's a very strong magnet, and so it'll catch onto something behind me, and so I'll be stuck. And of course, you can pull yourself away, but that's a little bit inconvenient. On their website, Bagnet says that their preferred method of attaching this is to actually attach it to the inside of a bag to avoid that issue, except that, especially with luxury bags, there's really not a place inside of your bag to do that. So I think unless you have a bag that has some sort of hook on the inside that's super sturdy, that would be difficult to do. The other thing I would say about this for the luxury Bagnet is that this hook, it's got to be strong, it's got to be sturdy to be able to hold 10 pounds, and it's super easy to move with your finger. It's just not that dainty and sort of kind of sticks out as a clunky, item for your bag. So, I think it kind of could ruin the look. That said, I would say that the sport version of this, which has just come out, it's come out since I bought mine. It's waterproof and it's meant to be thrown on bags that are a lot more durable, I would assume, because the bags are more fun, like backpacks for school. I think that makes a ton of sense because that's a bag you can kind of stick to something and not worry about. One of the other things that Bagnet talks about that I thought was really interesting that is a plus for these is that they deter theft. So they have a story that they sent out via their newsletter that there was a woman that had kind of stuck this on the inside of her shopping cart, and a thief had come and to try to grab it, but the magnet was so strong that he was sort of, um, jerked back. And I also got another story about a woman who is in a wheelchair and how this Bagnet has really been helpful for her because she's able to just stick her bag to the side on the side of her chair and easily access the things she wants inside of it. And that's been a life changer for her, which I can totally understand. They have kids who are using this on the inside of their lockers or their water bottles or things that they don't want to forget or take up room on a shelf. They can use the Bagnet for. So I would say this, it delivers on its promise. I would just, before purchasing, especially the luxury one at $24.99, which isn't expensive by any means, but it's also not super cheap, to think about what bag you'd want to throw it on, what's your lifestyle, how exactly you'd be using it. You have a more sort of refined leather bag, and you want the Bagnet, I would just be super conscious of where exactly you're sticking it, to make it worth your while. I hope that was helpful. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe if you think these videos are helpful and give this one a thumbs up. And follow me on Instagram at ChooseGooder. I put lots of little mini reviews and things like that up on my social media. And you can certainly ask me questions down below in the comments or there on Instagram. Thanks a lot.